Hello there, this is GenXPCGamerGuy, and welcome to my video about building a custom gaming desktop computer for a friend. Part 3. Alright, now that we did the initial setup, let's finish the hardware part here. I need to remove the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, and all the external power connections and maybe other connections like network connections. That's what I'm doing right now. Set it down. Looks good. All right, now there's two chassis fans, one to the left, one to the right. I didn't bother connecting them since the case was open, and I just wanted to make sure the thing booted and we got the operating system installed and the first video card worked. So now we're going to spend a bit of time connecting the chassis fans. And there is an additional power on the motherboard fan. The CPU fan has power for the color option. It's just flashy. It doesn't need to be, colorful, but hey, the fan came with a color option, so why not take advantage of it? So here I am, just trying to get the power cables ready. Yeah, don't worry about that CPU power cable there. That's just one of the two connections that were needed on that particular cord. I'll move it out of the way. I need light to see what I'm doing. I'm trying to connect this really small connector to the motherboard, but I'll get there. Normally I leave the gloves on so that I'm not, getting fingerprints or oil over any, electronics. But in this case, after trying a couple times, I did, without the gloves, I did cut my, see the edge of the CPU fan there? Every time I've been putting my hand near it, I've been cutting my knuckles. So in the end, I end up, see, the one knuckle had a little bit of blood on it there. Not much, it's just enough to scrape the skin. Yeah, you have to put the CPU in fan first. No choice. Here we go. Connect the fan. There. Finally. Looks good. We're going to connect up power and see if the fans work. And we got the monitor in the back there because I'm not really caring at this point what's on the screen. I just want to see how everything looks right now. Box boots up. So I'm just connecting the final cables here. And let's take a look. Let's see if everything looks normal. Power cable. And turning it on. See? CPU fan has changing light. Thumbs up, yeah. And both fans seem to be working. So you can see to the right there, the screen came up, it booted fine. Yep, see? Time to install the second video card, so gotta get ready. Gonna shut it down. Everything looks good so far. There it goes. It's turned off. Now we're going to fast forward through this part about preparing to install the second video card. Disconnect some of the cables to start, so I have room to maneuver. So down below you can see a couple cords. Those are for the video card, second video card. The connections to the power supply are in the back. So preparing the cables, here we go. I'm going to push it back through to the back. Grab the other side. There we go. It's the first cable. Here's the second cable. Same thing. Determine which end goes towards the power supply, which end goes towards the video card. So, looking good. Now, preparing to connect those two cables to the actual power supply. As you can see, it's starting to get a little tangled back there, but this 850 watt power supply has a lot of connections for video cards. And nice and neat. I don't think I need any more connections, so we're going to put the back case on. That should be all that's needed right now. Make sure it's all good. These screws can be tightened by hand. I like these. Now we'll do the right side. Tighten them a little bit. Sometimes alignment's a problem, so you need to use the actual screwdriver. I'm really making sure it's in there. Because, yeah, normally you don't pull this side, the bottom side of the motherboard. You don't normally pull that part of the case off. Sorry for shaky cam. Making room. There's the cables again. So here's the second video card. It's like the first one, with one difference. We're gonna put in EVGA PowerLink. So just take it out of the box. I already double checked this. This will fit as is. I had a different PC. It didn't fit as is. That's why it surprised me when I took this one out of the box. It fit. You just put it right on top. Just slide it in there. And why you do this is for cable management. Because sometimes having the cable near the glass is a pain. As you can see in the first card above there, it's sticking towards the glass. This makes it stick towards the back. Struggle a little bit here trying to get this card in. I Again, big hands with gloves on, but I'd rather be safer than sorry with this. Need more light. And these aren't the best of cards right now, but I mean, good luck finding any half-decent video card at the original price or in stock. So I've had these for data mining. We're going to do an SLI bridge on these, more or less act as one. So you're going to get twice the power of a single card here, and they're pretty decent cards still. Enough for my friend. I mean, if I was going back to data mining, I would try for higher end cards. Like my main gaming machine, I do have what is it, 2080s versions of these cards. I was lucky to get those at cost. Now I could probably make some money off of it, but nah. I'm a gamer through and through. I'm not in this to make money. This has been my lifelong hobby. So that's in there. I just got to screw it in there. Good luck. I always have bad luck with this stuff. And yeah, I dropped that one. And I'm trying to fish it out. Don't necessarily need to get it out right this minute. We'll secure the card, and then we'll fish that screw out at a later date. It has 2 screws that are needed to secure this card, and I'm doing them both by hand at the moment. So the card is secure, and here's the SLI bridge, and it's compatible with this particular model of video card. So it's very simple. If you've done everything right, they should line up pretty well. And yeah, thumbs up again. So it's an NVIDIA SLI, and it should be recognized by the computer almost immediately when you boot in. So now I'm connecting the power cables to that PowerLink. There we go. Better view. So instead of top, it's on the side. This was kind of a test. I haven't done one of these in a while. So in the future, I'm gonna install video cards with this PowerLink thing always. It just declutters a lot. Again, big hands trying to work with gloves. There we go. Looks good. Yep, there you go. Yeah, there's not a lot in this case, because normally in the past you would put a CD-ROM. You could just get a USB one if you need it. You would have your hard drives, which now are those SSDs into the motherboard. Now we're just going to reconnect the monitor, keyboard and mouse, and all the power connections again. Here comes the monitor back, this time in front of it. Had to walk around the camera there. Okay. Just doing final connections here. as hardware goes, I think I'm done. So we'll just verify that the second video card worked. Here's a keyboard, one that actually works. And now we boot it up. Both cards showing power. Now I'm just going to fast forward through this part. Come on, boot. There we go. Logging in. Now we're going to do the GeForce experience and look for driver updates. There happened to be a driver update by the time I updated or installed the second video card. We're just going to do the full install here. I do recommend whenever you install NVIDIA drivers, do the clean install. That experience came from when I was mining. You were installing updates, sometimes the mining software would stop working. I think in the past I had a game not working, but I can't remember which game at this point. Custom installation, do a clean install. Of course, this is fast forwarded, so results may vary. Trying to adjust the screen size. This is the old monitor. Looks like the icons are cut off on the bottom. Okay, boot it up. Drivers installed. Kill that. And look, because I installed the ASUS motherboard software, there's actually a motherboard BIOS update, which I really tried to do in part 2 of this series here. It's this simple. Normally, with this model motherboard, you would go into the BIOS, you go into the easy wizard, and I must be excited. You hear the... It's pretty easy, so it's clearing the database. Now, after any BIOS update, you must check your machine to make sure it's operating normal. Since this is a new machine, I don't have much installed to know what is normal. Normally I have games or like Microsoft Word or some practical application, video editing software, for example. All right, let's boot up. So it's continuing to do the update. It's telling you to go into the BIOS and finalize the update. You got to make a save, or at least acknowledge that you've seen the BIOS in some fashion. So the final checks at this point. Log in. See if there's a Windows update. I would check for a Windows update, but we should go into NVIDIA and check what the SLI settings are. See if the SLI is actually working. I am talking right now in the video, so I'm basically saying it looks like it's good. There's a physics setting with NVIDIA. It's on auto. Now we're checking for Windows updates. There's always Windows updates. Yeah, there's a couple quick updates here. Now it says I'm up to date. I think this machine's complete at this point. Last thing to do is to put the final touches on the case. Let's do shutdown. Get it ready for final assembly. The visible part, this side of the case is a visible glass. So we'll take the plastic covering on the glass off. There are 4 screws that I gotta go find, and here we go. So I'm very happy with this build. Of course, major parts of these 3 videos have been fast forwarded, so it didn't really take that long. I'm usually a careful person. Before I continue, I like to make sure everything looks normal. So here I'm putting the last covers around the unused slots, PCI slots. It looks good. So here's the final look. This is the back. Looks good. Here's the glass portion. The fan and parts of the motherboard are colored. The front is pretty undistinctive. And that's it. Thanks everyone. I am GenXPCGamerGuy, and have a good one. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon.